All right. This is the birthday Parliament of Pros. I am 32. 32 trips around the sun today.
This is when we start singing now, or
No, 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 no singing.
no,
Singing.
no.
No singing. So
What the fuck? No singing, man. No, no, no.
no, no,
You
no. Let
have
me
to
tell
get
you
your
why. Let me tell you why. So
what?
singing happy birthday to you
Uh-huh.
it actually makes you age faster. It's a ritual. You're singing, you light these candles, and it makes your brain think that you aged a full year in 1 second. So
What? Where do you learn this bullshit, man? I'm Hispanic. We say cumpleaños feliz.
hey, we used to do we do it too. And we even got the
places in Africa that every year that you celebrate your birthday, you're actually going 1 year in return. You're going 1 year in return. You're going backwards.
Are you Christian, Vince?
I am, but that has nothing to do with it.
I was born the day Jesus Christ was born, since the Bible says 25th December. So of course you have to always
Your
celebrate
birthday's
your
on
birthday.
Christmas, man.
December 25th, I was born.
Wow.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So believe me, Black Jesus here. You need to.
Years you've been
fire.
here on planet Earth enjoying this experience, but your spirit does not age. So
No.
that's just how many years you've been here. But since Vince does always say, and we were prepared for this, because Vince, before you got on here, we already started to have this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead, and we know that you don't want us singing happy birthday, but I'm going to say, and I said it to you this morning, happy solar return around the sun. That just means that, hey, we went around the sun. But I want to say, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being an amazing friend, a really dope business partner, for challenging me, sometimes getting on my last nerve, but we go back and forth, but we always figure out a way to have common ground so that we can move forward with the collective. And I love that about you. I love how smart you are. And I'm so grateful and thankful to have you in my life as a friend, but as a coach, but as a business partner, because the way that you navigate this space allows me to not have to do as much work. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I'm also appreciative of your heart to serve. Not many Leos that I know have the type of heart that you have. But when I realized, we looked into your astrological makeup, and I was like, ooh, there's a lot of Libra sitting in there. And then you've got that fire, that air, but you got a little bit of water in there too. So that makes the most amazing balance to me. And I just love how you pour into the community and individuals. And when I'm in the background saying, no, don't help them set up those wallets, they need to go take the course. And then you're spending 2 hours with someone regardless, and taking that time to really dive in and making sure that they understand so that we can all win. I'm appreciative of you, and I'm thankful to have you as my friend, my business partner, and the head of parliament for Knowit Owlz. So I'm going to pass the mic to whoever wants to come up next. And
I can say something.
I only got enough room for a few lumps to go on this throat, guys. I appreciate it, Charisma.
You got to receive right now.
I appreciate it. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Vince, man. If I can get the honor to be the second to say something to you, to be 100% transparent here. When we first talked in the beginning, you remember we're talking in the WhatsApp in the first time. I thought with my full heart that you were one big of scammer, this typical guy that he doesn't know what he's talking about in crypto, those type of guys that just want to take you some sweet words and then he doesn't know shit about it. And then out of the blue, you said to me, listen to me, I'm just gonna send you a link for one of the calls that we do, and I want you to have a look because you've been around on crypto and I want you to have a look. And this call changed the whole perspective, not for the fact that I was like, oh, those guys know what they're talking about. I remember what the call was. It was Chris, Vince, and the other guy, John.
Mm-hmm.
And you were guys talking about stuff that I was like, Jesus Christ, I want to be part of this gang. Because it feels like they are in the path to build something nice, but also they are doing in a right way, in a way that I haven't seen before. And this is basically what made me feel like I definitely want to take this serious, because before I felt like I was gambling around crypto before I met you guys. And now I feel like it's just the beginning of something great. You are a great communicator, and you vibe in a way that you want to have, and you have people that is the same as you, that vibe in the same vibrations that you do, man. Because you're kind of a soul, and I don't know you in person, but I told you when I get to certain points, which I'm doing, we're gonna meet and we're gonna share some beers together, man.
Definitely.
God bless you, and we're just the beginning. We're just the beginning of. I'll tell you, the best crypto community, low key, the best crypto community I've seen, and I've seen many crypto communities. That's all I have to say, man.
I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much, man. That means a lot, and I'm grateful to have all you guys as a part of the community, and us all to just be able to grow together. I really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Charisma, you on mute.
And I said, just step back and keep receiving because we have more coming. All right. Next up, we have Coach Lovelace.
Oh, Coach Lovelace. I get a last name on here. Just a second. I was typing into Chat GPT how to wish somebody a birthday.
I love saying Mr. Lovelace and Crypto Noah.
I wouldn't expect less from you, Chris.
But honestly, I was saying that let me see. Wishing a business partner a happy crypto birthday. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can do that yourself. No, but I was just saying that long when I first started in this space, like you were one of the ones that I started watching the videos, and they were more than just fluff. Like I could tell that you were digging deep into the ideals behind all the different projects and everything like that. And then you pass that on to everybody because you have a helpful heart and a servant's heart, and that's why we're working together. And I like how you end all your videos, how you love everybody, and you do a lot of clapping though. Like, is that because like you're trying to cheer us on? I was just checking,
No, honestly, there's this YouTube channel I follow where he'll like, what's up, everybody? He snaps, and I'm always like looking forward to it. And I noticed when he brought someone else on, or when he doesn't do it, people are like, "Where's the snaps?" I'm like, man, maybe I should like come up with something, but maybe it's too obnoxious.
No, it was just hilarious, and I love your personal touch you bring to the videos when you write down your profitability plans on paper, because I know that's exactly like I'm like, all right, he really thought about this thing, because when I jot things down, I actually care about it. So, but anyway, I'm glad to have gotten the chance to work with you over the last entire year and more, and now we're working even better together with being coaches together and everything like that. And I just appreciate what you do, and happy travels around the sun, as Charisma says. But that's a little new age for me, so I'm just gonna say put another candle on it. So
I appreciate you, man. No, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm grateful to have you as a coach here. I actually learn a lot from you as well. So I don't look at myself as above anyone, below anyone. We're all here to just learn from each other and grow together. So I'm everyone's student, I'm everyone's teacher, and I hope everyone else is my student and my teacher as well. So I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Charisma, you're on mute again.
I was working on getting to it. This is what happens when you're standing outside trying to take a call. Aurora, do you want to hop in there and say anything? And I realize we have 2 additional people that just hopped on, Keith and Window.
Yeah, I'll go real quick, and then I'll let Keith and Window go. But happy birthday, Crypto Noah, Vince.
Thank you.
I am so glad to be a part of this birthday celebration. I have been a part of this group for a whopping 2 weeks, maybe?
It feels like 3 months.
Yeah. And that's when I felt alive again. So that's what I want to thank you for. Just being able to be in something that the potential to learn, to grow, to possibly, create a passive income that will be something. It's just a cool feeling. And I just thank you for what you do. Thank you for your patience. My God. Yeah, and sharing your crypto brain with all of us. Like I say, I feel smarter, after listening to your videos and stuff. So I just hope I can get a little piece of that brain in here, and but thank you and happy birthday.
I really appreciate it. I always tell Charisma, I'm like, man, Aurora reminds me of one of my aunties. When I'm talking to you,
Jesus Christ, her voice.
I feel like it feels like home in a way. I feel like I'm talking to one of my
All
aunties.
right.
I go to the barbecue and they're like, "Hey, baby, you want some food?" Like,
yes.
your voice is beautiful.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
thank
It's
you.
really, you're like the grounding energy of the group. So
That's
All
right.
right.
All we're missing
Yeah.
is a little bit of singing to yourself while we're working on this thing.
yeah.
No singing from this square.
I appreciate the kind words. I
All
really
right.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
And I will mute myself.
Yeah, Wendell or Keith, do either one of you want to go, or want to make sure everyone has an opportunity that would like
Hey,
to?
this is Wendell.
What's up, Wendell?
I guess I'll start off by saying happy birthday to Vincent. I can remember meeting Vincent on a virtual call that we had, I think it was last year, just talking about the market and looked at a program. Timing wasn't right for me. And then Vincent sent me a text a couple months ago, and I just really appreciate the fact that he thought enough of me to invite me to the Nestler program. So I'll say that I'm thankful. And then lastly, I think everybody's kind of hinting the same thing. This feels like a family. So the environment is very open. I like the way everything is structured. So I mean, I really feel at home here. So that's a compliment to the leaders, both Charisma and Vincent. But it's a great program. But I guess mostly I want to wish Vincent happy birthday, and I'm thankful to be here. Thanks.
Grateful to have you here, man. I appreciate the kind words. And I reached out to a lot of people once we launched the Nestler, and I got to give Charisma that credit. The Knowit Owlz wouldn't be how it is today, this family-oriented machine, if it wasn't for her. So Charisma, I have to say thank you to you again for that. But yeah, I reached out to a lot of people, all of my old leads, everyone who booked the call with me. But you and Keith were the first two people to jump on, and I got a few more people. But yeah, I'm glad you guys took it serious, and I'm grateful to have the benefit to be able to not just benefit you guys, but be able to help you guys as families. So I don't take it lightly.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right. We have saved the best for last. If he wants to come on up to take the stage.
Somebody else jump on?
No, it's all you.
Oh no. Hey, Vince, they got a hip hop saying, and you actually, I think you remind me of oh man, I'm just drawing a blank. Q-Tip from a Tribe Called Quest, and it's
oh
it
man,
got a little older, a tidbit wiser, and I just came to my mind when I thought about just you and kind of what you're doing with celebrating on the birthday, but also I feel like you're kind of bringing us up in that journey of sharing your wisdom with us, enlightening us on things that I feel like you've been privy to beyond just crypto, but just your exposure to finance and your passion of kind of taking that knowledge and trying to put it to use, and just appreciative of everything you're letting us do to see it in action, but also including us in that journey. Like Wendell mentioned, just being able to be sought out after initially having a contact with you and not following up on some of what I believed in at the time. I just appreciate the second chance. The adage of better it is to give than to receive. I think you epitomize that, and so I'm a man of faith, and I see what God is working with and through you, and it's a cool opportunity to be on the end of seeing everything unfold within Knowit Owlz, seeing the community that you've attracted to what we're doing. Hopefully, seeing gains that we get from being involved, but more importantly, I think along with what you shared, I think all of us have a bigger picture than just making money, but making impact. So love the opportunity to be involved with a community that's about getting wealthy, but more importantly, sharing that with us and hopefully a lot more that join on. And I was kind of surprised when I was looking back and seeing your videos and seeing 20 views and 60 views, and seeing other knuckleheads online with a lot more exposure and a lot more viewage. But it reminded me sometimes the best kept gifts are set up for somebody that really wants to hear it. And I think I don't think that's anything on your radar, but if that's nowhere near a sign of, I feel like, what you have given and I see you giving to the community at large within both crypto finance and probably a lot more. Thankful I'm along with the journey, and look forward to celebrating hopefully another birthday down when that time comes. So appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. That means a lot. And yeah, keep showing up. I'm gonna keep giving to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna be thinking about this call for a while. I'll probably be watching this back a few times. I really appreciate everything everyone said. And Charisma, thanks for putting this together. I was wondering, like, man, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna like put on some birthday hats? But this was the best thing y'all could have done. I really appreciate what everyone said. I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Well, again, happy return around the sun. You're 1 year younger today.
I'll take it.
1 year younger, but 1 year wiser. Next up, guys, before we do get into our Parliament of Pros, we did have a special announcement that we did want to, and we'll be going over more details as it begins to unfold, and we'll be doing the announcements. But Vince and I both have a passion for wellness, and this probably came up in many of my conversations with different people. Vince doesn't miss a day without working out, and I've been on a health journey to reclaim my health. And along that journey, I've always been searching, and Vince and I have been searching for a partnership company that we can do a wellness program within our community. Because what's the point of having amazing wealth if you don't have good health to enjoy it? Unfortunately, I had a friend that passed away just a few months ago, and he was actually 35 years old and had a heart attack. And unfortunately, he didn't get to live and be able to enjoy his wealth that he was creating. So we want to make sure that along this journey that we're keeping all of us intact. So we are launching, and you've probably seen it in the left navigation of the community, is our 10-day detox challenge. And that's the beginning of cleaning out your system in a very nice way, not starving yourself or, but we're just going to be educating and sharing with you guys the new partnership that we have with an amazing company called Vital Health. They're based out of Mexico. It's actually stems from a gentleman that has the same alignment in mindset and works in the same arena with Dr. Sebi within that same circle, when they understood the importance of keeping the body in an alkaline state so that it can heal, keeping it nutritionally balanced. Because what we don't realize is that most of our ailments, our weight gain, the things that we're going through, the faster aging that unfortunately is taking place. We have people that are young in their 30s that are having ailments that most people didn't see until their 60s and 70s. You have people not making it past their 50s, but it's because our country, our world is we're nutrient deficient. So they decided to take on a mission. There was a doctor that had his mother unfortunately die prematurely of things that could have been prevented naturally with herbs that come from the earth. He's based out of Mexico and was met up with a gentleman that was trying to save his father's life, who had taken the COVID shots and had become very ill from COVID anyways. Fast forward, they healed his father, saved his life, and the gentleman was like, we need to partner up. and bring this around the world, because his only vision was to open up more medical practices in Mexico. And he said, no, the world needs to be able to experience this. 3 years later, they are in the United States, Canada, Dominican Republic. They're all over the world. But the cost to be able to afford these supplements is so economical that it is really unfathomable. And you don't really understand how amazing it is to take their herbs and supplement it into your body until you start taking them. I used to pay a nutritionist, my lady that was doing my stuff, and I was paying $1,300 to $1,500 per month. Now you can get 3 to 4 months worth of nutraceuticals to heal your body within that cost. So we're going to be launching it. You're going to be seeing the post, and we're going to be inviting the community to come and join us on this wellness journey so that we can all be well together. But also later on down the line, one of the big fun things is Vince and I also loves to travel, and we want to eventually do meetups. So we want to be on the beaches of the world having fun, and we want to look good with the money that we've created as well. So stay tuned. You guys will start seeing in this inside of your inbox. There is 3 or 4 different products that you would need to acquire to be able to participate and be able to join us. Takes about 5 days for you to get it, and boom, you're on the detox challenge right along with us. So Vince is going to be setting the date, because now that he's back in San Francisco, he just got his package. I have mine, and we're all going to be doing the first round together. Vince, anything you want to add to what I just shared?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, thank you for sharing that. And so guys, I've spoken to a few of you about this, but when I originally had the idea of like I wanted to start this company, Knowit Owlz, like way before I met Charisma. And it's cool because when we met, we had the same vision, and I was looking for a partner to kind of, basically work how we work. I wanted to build a brand. And when I talk about building a brand, I'm not just talking about like, everyone talks about, oh, build a brand, but I've studied branding. I've always been passionate about branding. I love what Apple and Nike did and how they have people just evangelizing over their brands because of what they represent. And I feel like when you build a brand, it really separates you from everyone else, because when you're building a brand, you're selling a spirit. You're not selling a product, right? Like if you look at any of Apple's ads, they don't talk about the microprocessors or the RAM in their computers. They show people having the experience, and they're selling the spirit of creativity. And when you look at any Nike ad, they never talk about their air bubbles and how it compares to Reeboks. Like they're showing athletes overcoming adversity. And I've always wanted to build a brand that sells the spirit of excellence and empowerment. And in order to do that, like Charisma said, we have to be healthy. You have to have money, because labor and capital is very important in this world that we live in. So our brand here at Knowit Owlz talks to people in the economy who gets paid from their God-given skills, not their time. They get paid off their performance. So that's not just entrepreneurs, that's people who are selling stuff, but just using whatever their gifts are to, help give value to the world. Like I remember before I started my hedge fund, I have a really good mentor, and I was like nervous. I'm like, what if I lose people's money, this and this? And he told me, he said, Vince, if you have this gift and you decide not to give it to the world, it's actually really selfish of you, because the world is missing out on great value because of it. And I remember we were standing at the beach, we were looking at this view, and he put his arm around me. I felt like I was in a movie. He was like, if you look out at the world, there's so many products and services that we're not experiencing because people are scared to give their gift. And he's like, you don't want to be that guy. So, our brand, we want to basically just help people give their gifts, support people any way that they can. But in order to have that motor and have that drive, we have to be healthy. We have to have money. So everything that we're doing, yield farming is just the lowest hanging fruit. This Knowit Owlz is going to be way more than yield farming. Like Charisma said, now that I'm back, we're going to start doing like 3 events per week. 2 of them are going to be DeFi, but one of them is going to be based around health and wellness, where we're going to do group meditations, like put all of our brains together and focus on one thing. And the Bible says, when you put multiple brains together and ask for one thing, it shall be done. And, you know, if you look at it from a physics standpoint, it's just the concept of having a hive mind. The sum total is equal, is greater than each individual part. And it's just like when you're lifting weights. If you're bench pressing and you have the bar, you can't lift as much as if you have the dumbbell because your arms aren't working together, right? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to like launching this, and I would love if, you know, you guys are our foundational community members. You guys are going to benefit the most as this thing continues to grow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to you know, helping everyone elevate, give their gift, because I feel like once we all pass along and die, you know, the legacy is how well did we give our gift, you know, and wherever our spirits dwell next, I feel like the responsibility is going to be greater. And I look at this life as just a test to, you know, do the best that I can so that when I'm wherever I am next, you know, take my memories with me and I'm able to serve at a higher level. So that's all I'll say to that.
Amazing. I got a little bit further on my journey. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you can't see me. I got a little bit further on my journey. I was writing while you was talking. But so health and wellness, yes. We got spirituality and mindset. And this means that, you know, it doesn't matter what religion you're from. At the end of the day, we all just want to live amazing lives and have positive mindsets to be able to experience this journey called life together and just have fun. Do what brings you joy. So with that said, Vince, you guys want to kick it off and we'll bring it over to Parliament of Pros in the roundtable.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about, so Chris brought to my attention abstract. So I've been like, Chris, I sent you a video yesterday. I've been like diving deep into that. And
Yeah.
I'm really going to here, let me check something real quick. I'm really going to be like paying attention to their ecosystem. So basically, abstract is a layer 2 chain that the founder of Pudgy Penguins, which is like, they have the best brand in crypto right now. I would say that they surpass like Bored Apes, right? I don't know if you guys, I know some of you, but all of you, is this, it's a NFT collection called Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's hard to say. They raised like a couple $100 million from A16Z, which is like a huge, one of the largest crypto venture capital firms. And their brand represents like just having a good time. And I'm all about having a good time. But, you know, I want to do something a little bit more meaningful. But if you look at what Pudgy Penguins is doing, their brand is centered around having fun, but also onboarding people into crypto. And like, even if you go on Instagram and you go to like type in like you look for like the GIFs, like GIFs, it's a lot of penguin gifts. Like I just posted the macro call. Oh, I didn't even post it in the community. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna do that right now. When I go to add like a GIF for, you know, anything, I'll type in yield farm and I'll type in DeFi. It's like some penguin doing something. So they are aiming to build a chain, but their whole goal is to have like a simple user interface and have us, you know, you guys have probably heard Coach Chris say a lot. It's certain exchanges he doesn't like to use because he hates the user interface, right?
Very true.
Yeah. So it's like the confused mind says no. And I feel like the products that make it the most simple to onboard will win. The founder, I'm going to be coming out with a video pretty soon. I'm working on the outline. But the founder, he's had a lot of experience like making toys. He's built like apps that's got up to #1 in the App Store. So they're coming out with a game. They're going to be integrating these Pudgy Penguins NFTs into the actual layer 2. And while nothing's happening on there yet, I'm going to be paying close attention to it. So that's, if there's anything you guys want to just be like, oh, what should I pay attention to? Definitely keep your eyes on the abstract chain. He did say, I listened to like 3 interviews yesterday that he was on, just different podcasts. They are for sure going to be launching a chain. And whenever you launch a new chain, or not whenever, they're raising capital, like I said. And given that they're raising capital, anytime you raise capital, you have to have an exit strategy. So that's either get acquired, go public, or launch a token in the crypto world. So they're going to be launching a token for sure. And crypto is cool because you can do things on these different chains. Like right now, for example, we're yield farming on the base network in the ETH Pool. Now, a lot of people think that Base is going to launch a token as well. I think they probably will, because they have Brian Armstrong did say that they are going to eventually go to a DAO model, and it's kind of hard to have a DAO model without having some kind of token associated with it. So if Base does launch a token, I'm not going to say I guarantee, but it'll be a very, very high likelihood that all of us will get some free tokens, just because we're doing these yield farming activities on the Base network. And it's going to be the same thing for Abstract. And when they did the Pudgy Penguins airdrop for the Pingu token, they gave away, like, it was one of the largest airdrops in crypto. Like, the founder is all about like giving as much as he can. And he said that his biggest regret from the last airdrop was he wishes that he would have gave the penguin, I get penguin mixed up. He would have gave the NFT holders an hour to claim their tokens first, right? So once this chain launches and is live, I'm not sure how the liquidity is going to be and what apps are going to be on there or what have you, but I think it's pretty reasonable to expect a pretty large airdrop. And just because they already have like the most successful NFT in crypto right now, it'll be good for us to do any kind of activity on there. Like, I remember in the post that I made on how SPX was the top performer in crypto in 90 days, 10 days after that, Pingu actually was the top performer in crypto in 90 days. So outperformed not just NFTs, but just tokens in general. And they're a meme coin, but they're a meme coin that's actually trying to build a business. Like the Doge team, if it wasn't for Elon Musk, Doge wouldn't be where it's at. They're not really trying to build an actual business model. They're just like riding off their previous coattails. So I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on the Abstract ecosystem. Like I said, they're raising money right now, but when they launch, we want to be doing as much activity on there as possible, so that we can like qualify for some pretty huge airdrops.
Sorry,
Christian,
did you happen to identify a DEX? I didn't go far enough to find like where you can actually do some farming right now.
No, I haven't gotten that far yet. I was just like starting from like the roots and like what they're trying to do with the actual chain first.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as
And
soon
if
as
they fork any,
as
as
soon
a
as I do identify a DEX, then that's another thing. I'm actually glad you brought that up. So Coinbase, Brian Armstrong put out this essay back in like 2018. I think it's like Coinbase Master Plan or whatever. And he talks about how, let me see if I can find it real quick. Everyone should read this. Give me 1 second. Coinbase Master Plan essay. Yeah, this was back in 2016. Okay, perfect. So let me share my screen. This will be something really good. And we can use this framework whenever we're evaluating any kind of like layer 1 or layer 2 that's like coming onto the market. It basically shows the order of the adoption and the applications, and you can kind of use that same info when you're investing. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Brian Armstrong wrote this back in 2016. Can everyone see my screen here?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So it basically talks about the phases of adoption, right? And he compares it to the internet. You have the protocol, you have the infrastructure, you have the interface, and then you have the applications. So he compares like the internet to like crypto. So with the internet, the protocol was TCP/IP, which is stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, and it's basically I'm sure Chris can probably explain it good as well with your knowledge in computer science, but it's basically the basis of something called the client server model. And the client server model is basically, so like, for example, like we're right now, we're all on Zoom, we're on the internet, and it seems like we're on just one place, but it's a bunch of servers that's talking to each other behind the scenes. And the big tech companies have these server farms so that we can go on the internet. And if it wasn't for these companies, we would have to have these servers in our house. We would have to set up firewalls so they don't get hacked. We have to keep fans to keep them cool, almost like a crypto mining operation. It's kind of like the same thing. So TCP/IP is like the foundational tech stack, and then everything, including crypto, is built on top of that, right? So the protocol came first, And then after that, you had the infrastructure. So you had what's called ISPs, which stands for Internet Service Providers. So you had, Chris, what's like the most popular internet service providers? I know the browsers.
Right now, the ISPs is either like Google or Spectrum or Charter.
Okay.
So
yeah. So those companies, and then you have like laying the fiber optic cable. So the reason why I can like go on my WhatsApp and talk to Charisma while I was in Europe is because it's fiber optic cables like along the floors of the ocean that's connected everywhere, right? So after TCP/IP, you had the internet service providers, then you had these fiber optic cables, and then after that, the next stack is the browsers, right? So you have the Internet Explorers, you had Mozilla Firefox, now we have Google Chrome, regular Google, DuckDuckGo. Like you have all these different browsers it's basically like different doors to enter into the same house that we call the internet. And then after you have the browsers, then you have these decentralized applications, right? The Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Snapchats, all the apps that we use. So now with crypto, you can look at it through the same thing. Like crypto adoption mirrors the parallels from the internet. So the first layer protocol for crypto, that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then over here, he talks about the reach of the people that's onboarding, right? There's something called the adoption curve. Like the first people to onboard onto any technology or anything for that matter, the first people are the evangelists. And these are the people that are going to go through all of the issues and the hiccups and the inconveniences to be able to buy or adopt whatever it is. So like, for example, I used to love Michael Jordan shoes, and how Michael Jordan shoes release is that like the retro shoes, they only make a certain amount. So you had people like, and same with iPhones, you had people waiting outside until the malls open so that you can buy the first pair. Now, it's different with Jordans because once they're sold out, they're sold out. But for like iPhones, they don't make like a scarce amount, like anyone can get an iPhone. So it's just like you have certain people who want to camp out all night and get the phone first. But then you have other people who would just like wait till the next day to buy it at the store or the next week. Now, in crypto, you have that same thing, but these first people, they actually get paid. You're not just buying something, you're getting paid, right? So you have Bitcoin and Ethereum as the protocol layer, right? And it's still built on top of this tech stack because you have to like be able to have it. You have to have an internet connection to be able to access these applications, right? So after you have like the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, then you have, and that's the first 1 million people. The next one, 10 million people. You have decentralized exchanges, right? And then you have secure storage, right? So this is why, and this is when Chris brought up, have I identified any DEXs? This is what made me think of this. The DEXs, whenever a new L1 or L2 launch, the DEXs always take off first. And the reason why is because they're what's built first, because they're the on-ramp. Because in order to participate on any decentralized exchange, or not on any decentralized exchange, in order to participate on any L1 or L2, you have to be able to buy that token and swap for whatever you need. So an exchange is an essential thing when there's a new L1 or an L2 being launched. After that, you have like the user controlled wallet, right? In the beginning of like Bitcoin and Ethereum, you had these paper wallets and the experience was really, really clunky. But now we have like MetaMask and Ravi. So it makes it a lot easier. And this is why you have more people coming on as these new technologies are being rolled out. And then after that, then you have the actual applications. What I've noticed, and Chris, I'm sure you probably noticed the same thing. After decentralized exchanges launches, then you have like the money market funds, because it's kind of like a casino at first. Whenever a new chain launches, you have these essential things that get launched. You have exchanges, money market funds. It's kind of like they fork the open source code from like Aave and from Uniswap and all these things that's already been working. And then after that, you might see new applications launching as things happen. So let's keep our eyes on abstract, because once an exchange launch, once a money market platform launches, it's a pretty easy way to like make some quick money, just because that, for example, for something like abstract, we can expect whatever the top DEX is, whatever the top money market platform is, the tokens associated with that is going to do really well, just simply because of how well the Pudgy Penguins are doing, and just because of the reputation behind. I think his name is Lucas Latz or something like that. I forget the name of the founders. So as soon as as soon as this thing launches, it'll be good to definitely spread out some money across the top 3 dexes, and just have like some take profit plans in place. And I'm definitely going to be, doing that as soon as I'm able to identify them. Did anyone have any questions about any of that stuff?
No, and many times even in blue chip, they give crazy APRs, when the dexes are just recently launched, because low liquidity, if you provide there, the APRs can be crazy.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, they, in order to incentivize liquidity, they'll be like, okay, go ahead and deposit some tokens here. Not only are you going to get trading fees on the tokens that you're providing liquidity for, but you're also going to get paid in whatever our token is. And we want to be careful there, because a lot of times that attracts what's called mercenary farmers. You have missionary and mercenary farmers. Mercenary people are just people who are just in there solely to try to make money. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? We're all here trying to make money. Missionary farmers are people who are there for a purpose. And if you look at the Cardano ecosystem, that's a big reason why the market cap is so high. They did their marketing so well that even though I don't even think they have $100 million in total value locked on the chain, but they're still in the top 10 somehow, some way. So I would expect that for something like Pudgy, they have one of the strongest communities in crypto. And since their token is launched on Solana, one thing that he said about the Solana ecosystem versus the Ethereum ecosystem is that people in Solana, the people who got really, really rich from buying into Solana early, they take their money and they dump it back into the ecosystem, and they give away money to projects that are, trying to build. Ethereum guys don't do that for whatever reason, right? And even if you watch podcasts, people who have these crypto podcasts and they try to get big Ethereum whales on there, they always talk about how they don't give a fuck, because people on Ethereum, they get their money and they just they're quiet. They're not as helpful. And then even people who try to get grants and raise money through the Ethereum Foundation, they always have trouble, because Ethereum, they don't really care in that way. They care. They're trying to build, the next version of the internet. But Solana is a lot more. They cater a lot more to the people who are building on the chain versus any other chain. And he said that's why he chose to launch the token on Solana over Base, and even trying to wait to launch on their own abstract chain, right? So I think that when these things start to launch on abstract, it's going to be pretty sticky. They have toys in Walmart, they have toys in Target, and they don't just have the toys in there. These retailers, they have over 10,000 of them. They've all reordered these Pudgy Penguin toys. And anytime you get this Pudgy Penguin toy, you scan your QR code and it connects, and you get to claim an NFT, and it gives you all kinds of perks. So them launching a chain, it's been proven many times that when you already have a large user base and you launch a chain, the chain does well, and specifically the chain's token. You look at what happened when Binance launched the BNB chain. The BNB token did really, really well, right? If Base does launch a chain, I'm sure the token's going to do really well, right? So, it's just a few things that I've been finding in my research, but it'll be a lot more to come here in the coming days.
I think one of the biggest success for Solana also is the fact that since they are not EVM, it gives people just okay, this distinction, okay, we are not EVM. I don't know if this is part of it, but anyways, man, I mean, are we gonna open the Cardano melon? Because for me, I wanted to ask you guys, come on, I've been in the space for 5 years. No hate to Charge, I don't care about him. It's just that, what the hell is Cardano? I mean, what do they do? What do they have this TVL? Why people still hype on them? Why Cardano? That's the biggest question.
You know what? Why? I have no idea, man. Charles Hoskinson.
I know nobody has idea.
I think it's just it's a lot of Charles Hoskinson fanboys out there. He is a very smart guy. He's very charismatic. And last time I was looking into the ecosystem, this is a while ago, they're trying to partner with like foreign, like schools and stuff like that. And their whole target is to like bring people on chain through the school. So they're trying to get schools to use the chain. But I've used the Cardano blockchain and their L2 Milkamina, and it's pretty shitty actually.
Yeah, I saw their decks. What's the name? It's a weird name. It's a fork of Uniswap or something.
They're all
And
forks of Uniswap, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are forks of Uniswap. You and I mean, all of us are forks of Uniswap. But it's the fact that, I mean, what do they bring to the table? Because if you see the top 10, if you see the top 20, even coins that or tokens that are not like in the top 20, you see some utility. But Cardano, man, ADA, man, what is this? Like they've been building and building and building to what? What is their niche? I don't understand, man. And if it's like, oh, either I'm dumb or either it's just a bluff.
Well, so
I don't get it.
I'm gonna drop the link for this Coinbase secret master plan essay that I was going to if for anyone who wants to read it. But basically, man, there's this concept called like blockchain as cities, and you have like, if you look at a city, each city has their own different building codes, right? Like I live here in San Francisco, and San Francisco allows each house to look different. You can paint outside of your house. Like if I walk across the street, there's this one house where it's like painted like leaves and stuff all over the house. Some houses like bright yellow, like it's a very colorful city. But in places like Arizona, every house has to look the same, right? In New York, you can build a lot higher than you can here in San Francisco. So like each city has its own building codes. And blockchains are the same way. Like they have their own building codes and things that you can do. So you have chains that will be optimized for DeFi. You'll have chains that'll be optimized for gaming. You'll have chains that'll be optimized for real world assets and stable coins. That's ETH. You'll have chains that'll be optimized for, whatever. We don't know what the winners are going to be yet, right? But just like, how I was talking about the internet browsers, I kind of look at blockchains as like these different internet browsers and ways to get on chain. All of these chains are not going to be around in 10 years. Right? We know
the most, I think.
I don't think Cardano will. I would be very surprised.
Because I don't know what exactly they are aiming to do. Like you say, different codes, different aimings. You see XRPs, you see XTellers, you see, the old players, and you see somewhere they're trying at least to go. But I don't see that with Cardano. I don't see where exactly they're aiming. If it's DeFi, it's gaming, if it's RWA, what it is exactly you're trying to do. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, I haven't looked into the Cardano ecosystem in over a year because it's just been so many ecosystems that's actually doing stuff that's worth my time to look at. So I have no idea. But it's like Jeff Bezos said back during the 2008 financial crisis, or the .com boom, actually, when everything, went to shit. He was like, man, our stock price is going down, but I'm looking at all of our internal business metrics and everything's looking good. So it's kind of like the same thing, but turned on its head with these blockchains, in that the market caps are really, really high. And, Cardano's in the top 10, but the business metrics are shitty. But it's just like Warren Buffett says, in the short term, the market's a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. So like right now, people are voting on Cardano just because of how big the market has been in the past, and Charles Hoskinson and all that stuff. But
it's more a trust.
Yeah, but eventually the fundamentals will weigh in, right? And when the tide goes out, you'll see who's been swimming naked, and Cardano's been swimming naked for a long time. I haven't seen it yet.
The only thing I saw about Cardano was people were speaking of it as a same type of token that can be used for financial payment rails as a competitor to XRP. So whenever they're mentioning XRP as payment rails for banks, they're like, oh, well, Cardano does the same thing, and I've seen a bunch of that chatter. I haven't verified it, but that's the only thing that I know about the chain at all. I don't even know how to yield farm it.
So. No, there is no way. They just have one DEX, I think, is not Dragon Swap. That's but they just have one DEX that they launched like 2 years ago, and nothing else. And as you said, oh, they do this as XRP. If you have a project in the top 10 crypto that has no identity, like has no personal identity, like you need to say, oh, I do the same as, then something is wrong there.
Yeah. Min
Because
swap.
if you're in the top 10, what's the name?
Min swap is their
Something
top.
like that, maybe.
And you know what's funny? I did some LPing to get an airdrop on that chain like back in 2022 and still haven't gotten it. So I don't think that they have
They
$389 million in TVL on their chain right now. But if I look at all of the 1 day, the 7 day, and the 1 month changes, other than like Splash Protocol, which is a DEX, Splash Protocol in the past month, they have had a 48% increase in liquidity. Right now, they have $32 million in liquidity. But in the past 7 days, it's been a 10% exit, and the past day, it's been a 3.3% exit. But other than that,
that's dying though.
yeah, everything is like it's mostly red. Like liquidity, it's only so much liquidity, especially in crypto. So the vacuum is going to be sucked into the places where you get the best yield, and that's not Cardano right now.
I think this is what we say. This is type of the dangerous communities out there. It's like more like cult to the leader, because many people buys ADA because of Charles Hawkins. So, oh, he's ex Ethereum, and he's you know, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, man, if you bought Cardano like 5 years ago, it would be exactly the same price today. Come on, I mean. You wouldn't have made money. At least if you could year farm properly, you come back up. But I mean, if you bought BNB 5 years ago when it was like $2, check the returns. But I mean, anyways, I just wanted to ask if it's just me that doesn't see any value on that. But it's crazy. This is in the top 10, man, and it has been in the top 10 for like years.
Yeah,
and I don't get it. Anyways.
Yeah, no, and Chris, I've looked. I saw your comments that you put in there. Some of those projects I've heard of. Some of them I'm looking into. So I'll be giving you a response, bit by bit. But one,
you asked for some ideas, so
no, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I'm just feeding you, boy.
Well, because all of those are ones that I've seriously considered yield farming, based on community, Twitter sentiment, and performance. So I was just curious on your takes on them.
Yeah, so Near Protocol, one I'll speak on. I was talking to my buddy Marco, actually, who I did the SUI review on, and they actually had a thing where they were like supposedly like money laundering or something on there.
What the hell?
Yeah, something. I don't know if the actual foundation was doing it, or if people were just using the chain to money launder. I haven't had the chance to look into it yet.
What chain?
A Near Protocol. But one thing I do know about Near is based here in San Francisco. So I've been to a lot of their hackathons and parties and stuff like that. Near is one of the best constructed chains out there.
Yeah.
And this is actually another concept I want to talk about. Sometimes the best technology doesn't win. Like Near, they recruited people who won like coding competitions. Like some of the best coders in the world built the Near Protocol blockchain. And now they're kind of just like trying to focus on AI. But like I was talking to you guys about TCP/IP. TCP/IP actually wasn't the top operating system. You know, a lot of people thought Linux was better and more secure, but TCP/IP still won. And we kind of see the same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum is not the best layer one in terms of technology, like the Solidity programming language. You see all these protocols get all these smart contract audits and things like that, but there's still a lot of hacks because the Solidity programming language treats everything as a smart contract. And anytime a smart contract interacts with another smart contract, it is a vulnerability for a hack. So just because Ethereum is the top chain and it's probably going to be the top chain doesn't mean it's the best technology. So you kind of got to keep that in mind when you're investing too. It really comes down to mostly marketing, and that proves our case with Cardano. So Yeah. Damn, bro, I didn't know you were jacked, man. Jesus.
Who?
You, bro, I didn't know you were jacked, man.
Bro, I play American football in elite level, man. I hit people for daily basis.
Jesus, bro.
I'm an athlete, man. I bench a lot, man.
I see. But yeah,
But of
man.
course, it's football. In football, you need to be fit to hit people.
Yeah, no, fair. But yeah,
You either need to be fit or quick.
I'm both actually.
or
For
smart.
my age, I'm both. I will say.
Yeah, John. Yeah.
How old are you?
Some of those quarterbacks are not very agile or nimble, but they're pretty smart.
Yeah. Well, I'm a DB, so I have to try to be everywhere.
Mhm.
Anyways, now, but that will be near protocol. I hear them around quite a long time, so that's great. But money laundering, is it legal in the States, Monero? Can you use Monero?
Man, Monero they just experienced a 51% attack.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
But that when it's about money laundering, this is the net to go, and that's fun because it's hard to go into Monero.
I have never used it before.
I had tried for curiosity, but it's hard. Many of their projects are like really low key and stuff like that. So it's yeah. But now they got cracked. The question is for who they got attacked. That's the thing.
So here, I'm gonna post the macro update into the in here as well. But I wanted to talk about something else with you guys that a lot of people aren't talking about. So the Genius Act. So the Genius Act, for whoever doesn't know, basically allows banks to issue their own stable coins as long as it's backed by treasuries and cash. Okay. Now, here's the thing though. How stable coins work is like once you have a stable coin, it immediately, it's like printing money, because when you have a stable coin, you have the stable coin that exists, and you also have the real dollar that still exists with it. So one stable coin is equal to $2 technically. Now, if you look back in history, and I think this was like the 17 and 1800s, this is not the first time that banks have issued their own like dollars. Now, let me close this door. This isn't the first time that banks have been able to issue their own dollars. So like back in the day, banks were issuing their own dollars, but have anyone ever heard of the dollars being referred to as the greenback? Like, oh, you got some greenbacks?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. So the greenback is the dollar that was actually declared legal tender, and it's the dollar that we use today. And whatever currency gets considered as legal tender, people are going to go to accumulate it through hell and high water, because when something's considered legal tender, it's required to pay taxes with. And if you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail and get taken away from your family. It's everyone's biggest fear, understandably so. So, having that said, back then, these dollars that people were issuing, I don't know if, I'm pretty sure that they didn't have to like be backed by something, because this is pre-Federal Reserve days, right? This was happening in America. This was before the Federal Reserve. So I'm pretty sure that they didn't have to have gold. They didn't have to have like backing, right? And if there was gold in the bank, I'm sure they were doing fractional reserve banking just like everyone else has since the beginning of time. So that's the only thing that's different from then and now, is that they have to be backed with cash, but even cash is kind of not backed with anything. So it's just like kind of like a house of cards. But here's the thing though. We do have CPI inflation down, and I put air quotes around that. But if you look at the M2 money supply, we're still at an all-time high. It's $22 trillion in the system. Now, this is a way for them to creatively print more money, because when these banks start to issue their own stable coins, they're going to create a lot of incentives for you to accumulate, hold, and spend their stable coin, right? So like, let's say, I am a business and I go to, bank A to get a loan. And let's say I go to borrow $50 million, and now I have $50 million that I borrowed, and I take 10 million of that and put it back into the bank in that bank's stable coin. So now that bank loaned out money and they have that money back in that stable coin, they can use that stable coin to buy more treasuries. And now that they have more treasuries, they can issue more stable coins because the stable coins have to be backed by treasuries. So I can guarantee that once the Genius Act goes into play, is going to increase inflation a lot and probably really, really fast. Doesn't mean it'll get reported fast, but it'll increase inflation really, really fast. Banks win, the government wins, and businesses win because interest rates are also going to start to drop. But the loser is going to be whoever isn't investing their money, right? It's all the loser is always
going to eat up your money. Yeah.
The loser is always the person who doesn't invest their money because the inflation is wearing away at their savings. So, another thing I'm thinking about, I don't know which stable coins are going to make it into DeFi because there's going to be a lot of banks issuing lots of stable coins. I don't know how long they're going to let this go on either. Like, it's kind of wild that they're even letting this happen if you really think about it. But I mean, it does make sense because it's just going to increase the demand for treasuries, and the higher the demand for treasuries, the better the United States economy. But it's definitely going to cause a recession years down the line for sure, because it's just another creative way for them to print money. So I just wanted to talk about that so that way you guys can know like exactly what's happening with this law. Like, it is bullish for crypto. It is bullish for our bags for sure. But just keep that in mind because that's a crazy thing. They always figure out some kind of creative way to print money.
Do they have any
So I've got a thought on this real quick.
What's
So
that?
I think one of the major motivators right here is that Trump had to find a way to go out and refinance America's debt. And the way they were going to do that is issue more T-bills and more treasury notes. And who's going to buy those? Stablecoin companies.
Exactly.
So they created an entire market just to refinance America's debt.
Literally, that's literally what they're doing. 100%.
Yeah, but you're just increasing the ceiling of the debt. So it's basically printing money with no backup that in the end of the day is going to be, I mean.
No, that's not because it's taking money out of people's 401ks and people's HELOC loans, which is taking liquidity from their house and all this other stuff. People are finding ways to give money to companies to buy the debt. So it's another way for the money to be used.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but
I mean, I
with
think it's
inflows,
pretty smart.
okay. But I mean, Jesus Lord, oh my God. Okay, and tomorrow they are gonna reveal the interest rates.
September 17th is the next FOMC meeting, I believe.
No, but they had one yesterday, right?
Well, the one tomorrow is Jackson Hole, and that's where Jerome Powell is going to give kind of his State of the Union address, and that's where he's going to people are going to read into a script whether he's hawkish or dovish to determine like what they think is going to happen in September 17th. And then if he doesn't give any indication that they're going to do any cuts tomorrow, I think the market's going to continue to go down a little bit. But if he gives indication that they are going to cut, then prices, I bet you the crypto market's going to flip and it's going to start heading back up.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but the latest PPI was not the best in the world, so we don't know. And he had two governors of the Fed that were like, "Oh yeah, you need to cut the interest rates," but then they came the latest PPI, and well, I don't know, inflation is stacking up. So, and now you said this about it. Nah, man. I mean, all right, market is sideways now, so we good.
It's like, he did have the board of governors disagree with him. He has Trump down his throat. So, it makes sense for people to, I just try to look at all sides. It makes sense for people to believe like, yo, he doesn't want to just keep going against the grain, but he's out of there in May. His term is up in May. So he has a few more months left to just play hardball if he wants, because it's not
Powell,
like,
you mean?
what's that?
You mean Powell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
he's out.
he's out? September? December?
May.
May. All right. Less
Yeah,
than a
he's
year ago. Less than a year left.
so he could just be like, hey, screw it. I'm just gonna like keep rates
Sticking my plan
high until I get out. I'm about to
to
be
the
out.
10% to the 10% until I get.
Pull a Paul Volcker on him. I doubt he'll do that. But yeah, it's kind of hard to know what he's gonna do. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens, man. I do think no matter what happens, we're gonna get some rate cuts next year, latest for sure. But it might not happen in September, but I think it will, but it might not.
Yeah. And in the meanwhile, Tiber ETH has been moving in a 16% range, which I have been using. So, I
Just
mean,
keep farming.
That's what we are, farmers here, man.
I'm farming right now.
Yep.
Real farming right.
Yep. No matter what, we get to keep farming, and it's like, hey, the longer it takes for things to go ballistic, the more we get to accumulate.
The more we get to accumulate, yeah.
Yep. So
it's my personal challenge to see how much I can make per hour while we're having this meeting.
nice. Where you at right now?
$1,875.
Nice, man.
So
I'm just in 2 pools right now.
I'm in
Nice.
a lot more. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that staking ordeal that you talked about.
Which one?
For staking Tipper, I'm gonna try it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll tell you the
staking
stats.
Tiber?
Let me see.
No, staking the LP.
Stake. All right.
On LP.
I can be interested on that too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Share some knowledge,
So
Chris.
we showed on VFAT. It's a management tool for aerodrome pools, and actually you can use it for several exchanges. But there's a way for you to use VFAT to take a look at what your returns are if you stake your position on aerodrome, or if you leave it unstaked and just collect the trading fees. And right now, the Tiber team or Aerodrome, I don't know which one exactly, is providing a lot of weekly incentives to incentivize people to put liquidity into that pool. And it's the earning rate I found, and I showed Vince the other night, it's about 4 times if you stake it, it's about 4 times more than if you don't stake it. So right now, my APR for a 70% wide range is still running 275% APR. So, and I haven't had to rearrange it through any of this stuff. So, in the course of, let me see, 3 days, yeah, I've been running about that same APR the entire time. Versus having it unstaked, I would only earn about 25% of that in total earnings. With the exact same setup, the exact same number of days. I haven't touched it or claimed rewards since that meeting on Monday. So
And if they both 2x, you still get capital gains the same way as if you weren't staking, yeah?
exactly. Yeah.
Do
Tibber
they
still goes
have-
up, Ethereum still goes up. And then the only difference is your rewards would be sitting in Arrow. So if you're going to do this strategy as a way to accumulate Ethereum and Tibber faster, then every day you need to go claim your Arrow and go buy the token you want.
To be honest, man, I'm not sure if everyone got to watch the bull market master plan. If not, definitely give it a watch and give me any feedback you have. Chris said it could have been more simplified. So let me know if it was anything that anyone doesn't understand, because the whole point of the video is so that everyone can be able to feel like they have a plan. But Aerodrome is on my radar. So I'm thinking like, man, I might just use it as a way to accumulate Aerodrome and keep my 2 other Tibber pools staked and just, well, I mean, if they're doing better,
Arrow has some burning procedure. Like, do they burn tokens, right? Arrow, or
Arrow does not
just
burn their
inflating.
tokens.
Let me look at their tokenomics really quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So black hole burns their tokens when you escrow them, but Aerodrome does not burn tokens.
yeah, because I don't remember exactly the last time I checked their tokenomics. But yeah, going back to the staking thing, you do via Aerodrome, Chris, or you can do
Uh,
directly with the BFAT to
you can
stake
do it
their
on
position.
you can do it on VFAT. So when you join a farm on
Mhm.
VFAT, you can either join the farm or you can join the pool. If you join the farm, then it automatically stakes your position. If you join the pool, it remains unstaked.
All right, so since I'm let me check my deposit. 1 second, Tabor.
Pretty sure you're in the pool because you have to stake after you enter and after you create
No,
trades.
I'm in the farm.
No, on VFAT, you
Oh,
don't have that extra staking mechanism that you do on Aerodrome. The way
Yeah.
it's handled on VFAT is you either enter the farm or you enter the pool, and it all looks exactly the same. There's no extra step to stake it.
Yeah.
If there is an extra step on Aerodrome, like you create it, you have your position, and then you have to do that one extra thing to stake it. So that's core
It's like
functionality for
Pancake.
Aerodrome.
Yeah,
Just
Pancake
like
swap too.
it's
yeah,
still the
just like
same.
Pancake Swap.
It's the same as if you stake it on Aerodrome as if you do on VFAT, though. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So I'm a stake too, but all right. So the APR that I'm watching here for my TV wrap ETH, since it's a farm, it's already staked. Then I guess.
Yeah, if it's a farm, then it is staked.
All right. But then it should be like this, Vince.
I guess over at the bottom.
What's that, Keith? Oh, I think he said something on accident. What were you saying, Pedro? Sorry.
No. That I guess but you don't use VFAT. You went directly to where do you get your pool, Vince?
I haven't staked. I just went straight to Aerodrome. I haven't used VFAT at all.
I always use BFAT, so maybe that's the reason why. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I like the VFAT better. I tried staking I did stake for a little bit on Aerodrome, and I just don't like that it doesn't tell you my dollar sign. So me trying to figure out how much I have, it's much simpler using VFAT, and it's not a big difference in fees. So
It's a very good cost efficient platform.
Well, it is very expensive if you use any of their automation. So don't use any of their automation.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, that's great.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how that goes. Yeah, but right now, yeah, I'm going to expect some stuff on abstract here in the next few days. And then Chris, I'm going to be going through what you put on the post, and everyone watch that master plan video that I made and give me any feedback you have on it.
Yeah, my only thought on it was the high level great, the content perfect, but I was thinking like if I was to sit down and like know what steps to take when, like in a procedure document, like step one, when this hits this, then do this. Like it is the plan that you laid out doesn't go down to that level. Like, so we still have to think about, at what point do we need to pull what out and transfer to what, and when are we going to rotate from those four to the next four, and I was just thinking like if we had more of a step number one, do this, step number two to do this type document that people could just go down and like a checklist, so to speak, might be a little bit easier to use.
Okay. I'm going to talk to Charisma and see if we can go about making that. She's my systematizer.
Systematizer.
That's a new name.
It's almost like sister, but systematizer. That's actually kind of cool.
Systematizer. So it's just systematizer for short. So
yeah. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We'll go about making it as simple as we can, so that way we can execute quick and easy.
Yeah, and I guess from my, if I can say about it, it's like I don't know how it's going to be really impossible to guess because it's always black swamps and shit. But I don't know how much we can also input some fundamental events. Like if this happens with the economy, we probably can happen this or there. You know what I'm saying? For example, imagine they cut the interest rates for 1%. It can skyrocket the crypto market, and if this happens, we should probably do this and there. You know, I know it's hard, but I'm probably focused too much on the fundamentals. But in the end of the day, our market cap overall on crypto is so small that any fluctuations on the U.S. economy, for example, affect us pretty much, extremely much. So yeah, just that. But other than that is great, and I like the video a lot.
Yeah. No, any feedback you guys have, put them in the comments as well. Anyone, that goes for anyone watching this. Yeah, the main thing that I'm looking at, like the fear and greed index, if you just take profits once we're in greed and buy in fear, even if you looked at nothing else, you do pretty well. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at ETF inflows, definitely looking at the Federal Reserve. That's what's more important. And every month when I go to like rebalance my portfolio, and I'll be going to tell you guys this, all of our take profit levels might not get hit, right? For certain assets. Some of them, I think they will for sure. We're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close to Tipper. And I think that one definitely will. But as we go deeper into the bull market or we go deeper into the greed levels, I'm going to be having a bigger portion of my portfolio in cash just to de-risk, right? Because we want to stay in the game and we want to be stronger for the next bull market whenever that happens, whether if it's a few years or what. And we want to have as much capital as we can to farm during the bear markets, so we can accumulate things cheap. So I'm going to be giving you guys that info too, like any moves that I'm making, any thoughts that I'm having. I'm going to be telling you guys what I'm doing with my portfolio. So, but we'll also work on making it as systematized as possible.
And also something that I've been watching around, especially in this Spanish speaking community, is that there are a lot of gurus talking about, oh, the cycle is over, oh, we're gonna start hitting down, oh, the bear market is here. And that puts me bullish.
Yeah.
Because everything when everyone is bullish, this is when we go to the bear market. When everyone is saying we're gonna hit Bitcoin $20,000, this is when Bitcoin goes to $1 million. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like, and I'm starting to watch that. Like, it's August. August is always bad for crypto in general. And now everyone is talking, oh, the bear market just started. Look, this chart, because this chart is telling me that, which is great for us at least. So
Yep. That's the fear and greed index right there, literally.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna be keeping a tight pulse on it, and it's good to be back in the old States. So I'm not like bouncing around so much, and I can be doing more research. So yeah, we got some good stuff in the works here for you guys. We're gonna make some good money. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Have you been playing around with me?
Oh,
what's that, Aurora?
I was going to ask a silly question. Will I be able to go ahead and retire off these farms?
Well, it depends
Lambo.
on what you have in there. Depends on how much you have in there. Depends on what your lifestyle is, your overhead. So it's hard for me to say yes or no. But if there was going to be a time for you to make some gains so that you can retire, it will be these next 6 to 8 months. I will say that.
Okay. Well, let's rock and roll. I'm ready to get my third farm open, Chris.
All right, I'm ready. I've got the next one lined up already. You just need some funds over on Arbitrum in your wallet. Yeah, as USDC. You'll need a little bit of Ethereum for the Arbitrum network, and then you'll also need USDC on the Arbitrum network.
See, this is my weakness, is that the money, I put it in Coinbase, and then I'm totally like out of it trying to get it to where it needs to go. How
You're
you
right.
convert it and what you need to change it into. That's where I'm lost.
Yeah. Well, I know we
So,
have a video out there about how to send funds from one wallet to another. So
and
that's the first step to get it into your Rabby wallet.
okay.
And then once it's in your Rabby wallet, then you can bridge it to the Arbitrum network using a website like Jumper or Squid Router or Llama Swap or whichever one you'd like to use.
I like
Okay.
using Stargate Bridge.
I
Yeah,
can't wait till I can be
Jumper
more
is the best for
comfortable.
me.
Well,
You'll get there.
Vince, if you use Jumper, Stargate is one of the ones that it usually pulls up to
Exactly.
quote against.
Ah, okay.
Stargate V2, they use a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, Stargate, they use Relay, they use Mayan, they use CCTP. So it goes through all those protocols and it ranks them from fastest delivery and best value. So
Okay.
Because Jumper is not a bridge. Jumper is a bridge aggregator.
right. Well, you can also use it just to do straight out swaps. So it's a bridge and swap aggregator.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna just step in real quick and bid you guys adieu. Unfortunately, I have a trial transcript waiting for me to edit, which I would much rather talk to you guys about crypto tonight. But maybe in 8 months or so, I'll be able to retire and do crypto full time.
Well,
And get
hopefully,
your Lambo.
hopefully it's not an insurance case because I hear those to put you to sleep.
Oh no, this was a slip and fall, a good one. It's a
Oh,
good
okay.
Good one.
with a sub rosa video, a secret video. So,
Oh,
one of those
nice.
juicy. But anyway, Vince, enjoy the rest of your birthday. And you guys, thank you for inviting me to the party. I enjoyed it. All right.
Yes.
And I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Sounds great.
Bye-bye.
Chris, have you been playing around with Meteora? My daughter Meteora?
I'm on it right now. What are you talking about?
Bro, I started
Let me
something. I started
just tell
listening to
you
Chris.
the last 2 days on Meteor, and I'm always coming up with new strategies. The last 2 days on Meteora, you can see my screen. I mean, if you could, I mean, I don't mind sharing it, but I've made about $13,500.
Yeah, it's I started doing, trying around strategies too, but I started yesterday doing phone farming. Like I put some funds, I do like super tight ranges, and then I just rebalance from my phone, and it goes super smooth. So I don't have to bring my laptop because I do mechanic, very
Nice.
mechanic, and
So the
yeah,
one thing that I want to remind you on Meteor is it's very easy to lose your entry point. So
yeah,
before you know it, you're going to be down in token count, and you're not even going to realize it. So anytime that you open or close a position, jot down how many tokens you're entering in. That way,
yeah.
when you leave that position, hopefully you can leave with exactly what you entered.
I always try to enter with a really even amount, like for example 1,000. Okay, 1,000. I got out of the range. I know, okay, how many tokens, how many Solana tokens I have. And then, of course, I always keep my entry point. So if when it goes back to USDC, I know, okay, I have my 1,000 and then the fees in the meanwhile. But yeah, it's exactly like you said, it's tokens account is very important.
Yeah.
But since it becomes, in the end, it becomes really mechanic. So you worked on that, and yeah, man, it's nice. It's money.
Yeah.
Printer.
But also so my issue is when I enter in with 1,000, say I enter in with 1,000 USDC. And then, later on, the price goes through the bottom, and then I just bought Solana, and the price of Solana is not going back up. So my cost of that Solana would be whatever the average sales price was for that particular
Yes.
batch. So now we have to keep track of, well, this Solana cost me $175. So that later on, you don't go put your $175 Solana into a $155 Solana pool, and then you lose money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you do bid ask, right?
I love bid ask when I'm at my computer. I love to squeeze that money out.
Yeah. Yeah, what
But
I
if I
try to do. What? Sorry?
I said if I just set it before going to bed, I put it on spot. So
Yeah. That's the thing, because the bid ask is fun when it goes down. It it buys a lot when it's more cheap. But what it does is also that your main capital that you bought Solana is really low too. But then if you do the same bid ask on the reverse, your sell price will be higher. So as long as I guess I saw that as long as your highest range is on the top of the first entry point that you started buying sold, you kill the impermanent loss. But yeah, if the price keeps going down, you're gonna average your middle price lower and lower and lower. And I'm starting to try something. This is what I wanted to do real quick, because I am starting to stack ranges. Like instead, before I used to like unstake and burn my NFT, so I collect the fees. But I'm starting to like, since you always enter on market price, I leave the NFT. I just take out the liquidity, and then if, for example, I have this range, everything is sold, and then the price drops here, I open a range here from the bottom here to the top of my lowest range. So they like collide with each other. And then when I'm here in the top of my second range, I convert everything to Solana again. And then I re-enter this liquidity to my first range. So I'm making some studies on that and see how does it plays out. Because the weak spot of this strategy is basically that if the price bounces around back and forth in your range, you make a lot of money. But if the price keeps just dropping and dropping and dropping, since average your entry price can be a little complicated, sometimes you can make money, you can lose money with the impermanent loss. But if you stack the ranges and then you just make everything to USDC with the first range, and then you convert everything to Solana again, and then enter to the second range and convert everything, you neutralize the impermanent loss. But this is something that I have to see with time. So
yeah, you just have to be extremely quick with it. But
yes, so the
but
price doesn't stick up.
yeah, and I've been having some issues still with the speed. And I found it's dependent on an existing position, like re-entering an existing position versus starting a new position from scratch. I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue starting a prescription from a position from scratch, but I have had issues where it times out and doesn't let me get back into old positions.
It
So
happened to me today. It happened to me exactly the same today.
nice. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, it happened the
But
same. Yeah.
yeah, you were talking about stacking like this. And what, with them touching, I'm saying stack them like this, where you have overlap.
Yeah.
It gives you some more leeway.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I tried yesterday to but yeah, I will try what you say. I will probably stack it. So I give some time. If the price bounce between ranges, it gives me time to on stake from this one and put on this one. But as you said, it happened to me today that I wanted to put the liquidity on my former NFT, and it didn't allow me.
Yeah,
So
and the other thing to make that work for you, when you overlap them, just pull out part of your liquidity that's already been swapped. So right here, you just pull out the bins right here for Solana and move them over to this one. And then when it comes down, then you already have your USDC still sitting in position for when it goes back down.
Okay, yeah, because I can unstack whichever token I want within those. I can unstake just the Solana part. Yeah. That's
Right.
a good idea.
And then that way you're not paying slippage or swap fees.
Facts, because it was between the bins. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's already been converted for you in your position. So just take that out
Yes.
and then move it over to the other one.
As long as it allows me to stake again,
That
because it was telling me all the time, like, oh, you don't have enough Sol on your wallet. And I was like, what you talking about? I'll have $50 on Sol.
yeah. Yeah, they need you to have 0.06 to be safe. 0.06 SOL is what you need to leave to open a new position.
But I'm not opening any new position. I'm using my old NFT. What the hell is? I mean,
They're still doing that same check.
ah,
They shouldn't be, but that's what they're still using it because of the way they have it programmed.
all right. Anyways, it's fun to try around
I love it.
and very
It's good.
profitable. Yeah.
On the days where my earnings are below my targets, that's what I do to really ramp up the earnings.
It's shrink. Yeah, things around.
But yeah, Vince, it's definitely not passive liquidity farming, that's for sure. It's
Oh,
more it's more like slow trading,
it sounds like it.
Yeah.
but it is fun. So
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, Rain.
This has been great. We're coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna go and grab me some birthday dinner. But I appreciate all the testimonials, guys. I really, really appreciate all you guys so much. Excited to make some good money and meet everyone here in person eventually. And yeah, we'll just keep it coming.
sounds good. Thanks for coming on your birthday because you didn't even have to do that. So
Oh, I wanted to. I was excited.
well, now that you're 32, you can actually go down to the bar and just say you're 21 again. You know, because you kind of look that way.
Man, you don't have hair, so you look like a kid. You look like 26.
And I got like 4 gray hairs.
Oh.
I got more than that. I got 1 here. I got 1 up here. I got like 2 that grows in my beard. So yeah, we're getting there.
My wife hates them, man. I have like some, and she's like, no, I have to take this out because she's just 29. So she's like, nah, I cannot be with the old guy, What the fucking people's gonna say?
What you tell her is if you pull that 1, I'm gonna get 2.
I have been telling this to her for years, man, and she doesn't listen.
Tell her a little salt and pepper ain't never hurt nobody.
You're the spice of her life. There you go.
Tell her you're the salt of the earth.
She doesn't buy that, man. This woman, man, too much temper, Jesus Christ. It's nothing I can do there. I can control better farming than her.
Oh, you can't control. Yeah, I don't even try.
Are you also married, Chris?
Yep. Yeah.
We stick to the farming.
Exactly. 100%.
Well, all right, y'all. Be on the lookout for the information on the detox challenge. We'll probably get that to you guys here really, really soon. I'm gonna talk to Charisma, and yeah, let's keep elevating.
Awesome. Talk to everybody later.
All right, guys.
Have a nice.
Peace.
Good night.
Peace.